Here is our schedule. Like, share, and subscribe.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link, it'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Break it down, every snap is like a coach in the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I keep it though off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying.
Players in the the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. Them boys over there. Look at Deontay.
Hey, y'all, I'm walking out of Walmart. Take what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.
Appreciate y'all for pulling up today. Fix the camera angle a little bit. What's up? I got this speaker over here. Good morning, worship speaker. Good morning, everybody. Good to see everybody in the chat this morning. Welcome into the Coach Smook Network, man, this morning. Appreciate y'all for pulling up today and chilling with your boy, man. I appreciate y'all for real, man. It's an early Monday morning. It's a weird off season for us already. It's a weird off season for Bama fans already. Welcome in, y'all. Give yourself an applause, man, a round of applause. Appreciate everybody for pulling up early. We got 64 total viewers between our platforms already this morning, so I know y'all are ready to talk to you, boy. I missed y'all, man. We actually took some time off. I got in the Discord and told my mom the other day, I said, y'all, I ain't do shit. The whole day, that has never happened for me in the past 2 years. So I'm grateful to God to even be in a place to just kind of take a step back and relax. You know, y'all see the background back there. We got some in-stadium construction things going on. We got some movement around, you know, guys still getting the work in downstairs. So get ready to enjoy y'all's conversation today, man. We don't have like a show. We're turning back the page to our more so of our morning show, call-in show, radio show style presentation. So y'all enjoy it today. Get ready to dive in and let's have some good conversation. Let's go ahead and do a roll call here with the Coach Smook Network early this morning. I want to go ahead and get it done early because I be laughing, man. It's like when we start our roll call, nobody really be here. And then when we need to do roll call, don't nobody really need to be here. And then when it's time to get on with the show, that's when everybody pull up and want to say what's up. So we want to go ahead and knock it out early. And as everybody pull up, we'll acknowledge them, man. Give everybody a hand clap as they come in. Shout out to Mary J for jumping in on the ones and twos. And she in the chat. What's up, Urban S? It's good to see you, Roll Tide, sister. Zach, what's good, my brother? Good to see you, Roll Tide. We ain't heard Zach on the phone line in about 3 or 4 phone call shows, man. We've been having everybody else. Appreciate all the callers calling in. Bama Boy Davis is in the chat. What's up, Bama Boy? Good to see you, Roll Tide. The Kinesis is in the building. Roll Tide, the Kinesis. Y'all, it's weird how calm we are today, huh? Let me fix my little wrap, y'all, my little head wrap. Y'all gotta remember that y'all gotta help me look like I'm worth somebody. You know what I'm saying? We gotta tighten up. What's up, Dominique? Good to see you, Roll Tide. Dominique is in the chat. Jason Jackson, my brother. Good to see you, man. Jason, come on, give me an update, Jason. Tell the truth, bro. Go back. Give me an update, Jason. It's been about 2 weeks since we checked in. What the beard doing, bro? Help me out. Send me the juices, bro. Send me the juices, bro. Appreciate you. Bama Boy 2296 said need that Ty Haywood. Why y'all need Ty Haywood? I don't know. He didn't do nothing crazy for me when we was recruiting him, and then he chose over us, and then he went to Michigan. It didn't get the way he wanted to play last year with Michigan. The Strayhorn kid was a solid Bama pickup for me. You know, that's a guy that was really torn. Haywood just straight disregarded us last season. I don't know. Maybe they circle back and get him. You know, maybe he didn't want to come in and develop behind those other guys that was in front of him. So we'll see how that goes, man. We're going to talk a little bit portal today. I'm going to talk about a few targets that I think Alabama should go after. As y'all can see, it's not a lot of motion with Bama right now. With this window still being open, I think Alabama is really trying to weather the storm and figure out what's going to happen with this roster before the window closes. And I think they want to go in after the window closes to really start making that push. So, Joe Rapp, what's good to see you, my boy Roll Tide. He said, good morning, people. Roll Tide. Steph says, Rollers, man. Good to see you, Steph. Roll Tide in the chat. Let's go. Pat Gill. What's good, Pat? I ain't seen that name around anywhere. From Mobile, Alabama, checking in. 205 Gaming Lounge, my brother. Welcome in, bro. Good morning, man. Roll Tide. What else you got? That's all we got for today, Mary J, here on the YouTube chat. Appreciate all my YouTube viewers for pulling up, tapping in, dropping comments. Shout out to TikTok. I see you over there tapping the screen. Ryan, Manny, BL, Steve. Thank y'all for doing what y'all do, man. Bobby, Lag Lord, everybody tapping in on TikTok. Appreciate y'all. So, without further ado, today we just gonna have some conversations, man. We're gonna talk about first of all, shout out to Bama men's and women's basketball. If they provided us. If y'all haven't been watching, we haven't been doing our reactionary coverage. But if y'all haven't been watching Bama's men's basketball, man, yes, 11-4, 11-5 right now. But this is a quality team to watch. And as always, I kind of give my synopsis of how the season is going. And it's not all cookies and cream, but it is some promise this year. I do feel like we got a better team, not more complete, but a better team that can be a lot more balanced this year if we take advantage of it. That's Bama basketball, men's basketball, then women's basketball, man. They just on a freaking tear. I mean, you really can't call nothing wrong. JT, Jessica Timmons, her and Carly and Cody, they really taking that leadership role for that team and being like the catalyst behind this surge that this Bama women's basketball squad is playing with right now. So let me go ahead and pull this up before we get into the show. And then I'm going to pull the women's side up too. Because at one point, I still think they're undefeated. I think the women are still undefeated. They might have lost one game. But the women were 13, 14-0 at one point before before they lost to the number 3 team in the country. I think they lost to Coach Staley and South Carolina, I want to believe. So we'll talk about that, just give our little reactions to that and then get in the show. And then we'll open the phone lines to really talk about this portal situation with Alabama. A lot of fans have been asking me, be in my DMs, asking, man, when is Alabama going to make their moves? I don't think they're in a position to make moves right now. There's a lot of things that they're trying to change from an NIL, a standpoint of the type of guys that they want to go after and the kind of guys that they want to go and get. So they're at a standstill right now. They're at a crossroad of really deciphering who's for Bama and what they're going to need in order to compete for a national championship. This is a staff that wants to win a national championship. They're not talking about rebuild. They're putting together a roster to win now. That's one thing we can be confident in. Nobody's going out here trying to rebuild. There is no time for rebuild. Rebuild era is over with in college football. We can't even ask we can't even allow coaches to have this natural growth process anymore because of the type of demand it is on success, and especially in college football. So we'll jump into that today at the 15-minute mark when we open the show. Hayward flipped for the money, so he gonna choose it again over Bama, and that's what people failing to realize, man. Like once a back chaser, always a back chaser, and in this day and age, can you blame him? Can you blame him? What's up, Bama boy Davis? Hollywood should have set out a year for that BS he pulled using us as leverage. How you use us as leverage? How you use us as leverage? Would you come to if you are a running back, right? And you come into a locker room with now 3 other running backs and Daniel Hill, Crowell is a true freshman, and AK, they're probably going to be your lead back coming into this season. Would you come in out of the portal with that type of confidence, knowing that you already you split, you about to be making the same amount as these other guys, not much more? And then you see how many times we ran the ball in the game last year. It wasn't a hard decision. Y'all crazy. And the fact that he has the name Hollywood Smothers, it fits him better than Ryan. Put it like that. I said it. I'd rather have Ryan Williams than Hollywood. Hollywood ain't done nothing for us. Just let it go. Hollywood Smothers, go ahead and do your thing, brother. And then everybody mad at me now because I would not give an update on Cam Coleman. I told y'all, if they not committing to Bama, I don't feel like I need to talk about them. Jordan, you tagged me in it on Twitter. It wasn't even breaking news for us because everybody that would have been listening to Coach Smook knew that Cam Coleman was going to Texas 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, now probably, when the portal first opened. 3 days into the portal, I knew what was up. And I kept telling y'all, the only time we had some news that it was going to be a conversation is when he said that he was going to take his visit to Bama. Yeah, man. Come to campus to explore, see what they have for you. That's the point of having the conversations, Bama Boy Davis. I don't think you realize that there's more universities that offer more for other people's careers and their opportunities that give them better opportunities to progress in life than Bama. It's like a real thing. You know that? Like, you don't have to go to Bama to be successful or to have success. If they had the Smook Scoop, they know. They don't want the Smook Scoop, but it's all good. Appreciate y'all for tapping in again. We at the 15-minute mark here on the Coach Smook Network. Thank y'all for tapping that screen, saying what's up, hitting that like button. What's up, Sully? Good to see you. Let's get into this conversation here on the Coach Smook Network. Somebody type it in the chat. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook. But before we get into it, let's get a shout out to our sponsors at Walk-Ons, man. We appreciate Walk-Ons for being who they are for the Coach Smook Network. Check them out, y'all.
Remember, when you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times, craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Appreciate y'all for tapping in, y'all, man. Hey, listen, go ahead and get into it. We in the studio, we upstairs from the football field, but let's talk about a little bit Bama basketball, y'all. Bama basketball, once again, we got a lot of hype coming into the season. Preseason top 15 for the men. No, preseason top 10 for the men. Preseason top 25 for the women, right, coming into the season. And a lot of people were expecting two quality squads to return. Both Coach Curry, both Coach Nate Oates. They went in the portal, got some quality portal pieces, but more surprisingly, I think this year for the men's basketball team, this team is more balanced offensively. And you kind of know where you're going to get your numbers from, and it's not as sporadic. I am confident about that. But I look at just the overall, like I said, I'm not a fan of Nate Oates' philosophy as a basketball coach at the collegiate level. The live by the three, die by the three mentality is not going to sustain ever. And without defense, without tempo, without some structure in the half court sets, he's not going to find longevity and success. And we're going to continue to see like similar results what you was getting from like Georgia in football, or teams that's just barely getting over the hump, LSU, Ole Miss, those teams that were struggling for years. You're going to continue to get that with Bama basketball because of that philosophy, man. So watching the game the other night, Alabama versus Texas, which I think that was last night, I believe. Was that last night? And just a reminder, we are on a 2-game losing streak right now. And everybody will be like, Phylon had to go out in the second half because of his body cramps and all that. We lost the game before that. We actually played better once he went down defensively. Yes, you take his points, but you look at the rebounds that we get from the guard play when they're engaged on it. You look at the type of disruption they're able to cause at the top of the key on the ball handler. When we're pushing tempo, that's the style of play this team is going to have to see on a more consistent basis if they want to compete. If they want to compete, you got a lot of long guys that play around the rim on defense that kind of can play, multiple positions, defend multiple positions between 2 through 5. Coach Nate Oates puts together personnel, but how the philosophy of how he plays them has not been beneficial, and that's gotten us into some bad spots. Look at the game the other day against yesterday against Texas. Alabama 92, Texas 92, Alabama 88. Really hard fought game. At one point, Alabama was down by 9 points in this game. LeBaron Phylon went out in the second half with body cramps. He left the game with 21 points. Then you had Aiden Holloway, follow up with 18. And then somebody that I'm really excited about coming out this season, Aiden Sherrill, man. Basically, if he stayed assertive on the boards, he's a walking double-double. A walking double-double. He's a big body, 6'11", 6'10". Very athletic, can shoot on the perimeter, can handle the rock very well. It's hard to move him down low when he's committed to being effective down low. So he's solid there. And then Taylor Bowl came in, and as always, providing activity around the rim. If you get him, if you continue to support him, but I think he ended up having a double-double, 11 points. He went 3 from 3 from the three-point line. A big man that could shoot 2 for 2 from the free throw line. 10 total rebounds. So he ended up having a double-double for Bama. And what's crazy is he's been coming off the bench. He's been coming off the bench, providing quality production. And then another guy that I love that plays a lot of minutes, but I wish we could find a way to get him more active with some off-ball screen actions or off-ball actions is Houston Mallet. Energy player, going to do all the dirty work, going to be the one that's being, all the jump balls and the tie-ups. He's going to be around the ball. If we can get him and guys like Reichel to buy in defensively and bring that energy with their minutes, because they're playing a lot of minutes, they're not getting a lot of production though. Live by the deep ball, die by the deep ball. It's going to continue to beat Bama in these matchups where teams have more balance, right? Where teams are truly balanced, and they're going to have to find some. So against Texas, that's what you saw kind of play out. A balanced team in Texas, hitting similar percentages from both 3 and field goal. Not a crazy number of not a crazy number. I'm sorry. Not a crazy number of 3-pointers for them. A good balanced portion of 3 points, and then their turnovers. They don't turn the ball over much. 7 total turnovers for the game. Same thing with Alabama. You saw a quality ball handling. We just could not capitalize in the transition. Solid 3-point shooting against Texas. Solid shooting just from the field. Good game overall. Just got to capitalize on those opportunities in transition. And Texas is a quality team. Texas is a quality team to see our flaws against and be able to build off of it. So coming up for Alabama men's basketball, let's look at the schedule, what they got coming up in the next few games. Mississippi State on the 13th. That's tomorrow. 8 p.m. They'll be at Mississippi State in Oklahoma this weekend on the 17th at Oklahoma. And you can expect that to be a freaking banger. That's going to be a physical game there. And then the 24th, we host Tennessee. I plan to go to that game and have a presence. I really want to be at that game. I think it's going to be a big one. As far as, just the fan, the crowd and everything. I want to go and experience my first men's game at Bama when I got back into the state was at a Tennessee game. So I'm excited to see that. Let's talk some women's hoops, man. Women's hoops with Scoop. Y'all, women's hoops with Smook. I say women's hoops with Scoop. Who is Scoop, chat? Who is Scoop? I don't know who that is. So let's get into it, man. All right, women's hoops, man. Last game against Kentucky, man. Our women came out and really the game, the scoreboard doesn't tell the true story. Alabama slowed down in the fourth quarter, but they really, you talking about double-digit points in each quarter, holding Kentucky's women's team, and they got some quality guards on Kentucky's side of the ball, some great ball handlers, but holding them to less than 20 points a quarter, that's a feat. That's something that Coach Curry has been harkening on about her teams over the past 2 or 3 years, picking up the defensive intensity and establishing that grit mindset. A lot of people try to figure out what that GLG stands for is grit, love, and gratitude. You gotta be out there. You gotta love that game. You gotta have a passion for it if you want to be successful in it. But not only just on the floor, off the floor too, how they support each other on the bench, the energy that they bring. And this is a different type of team. And there's a different level of confidence now that Sarah Ashley Barker and what was the 3-point shooter? I forget her name. Aaliyah. It wasn't that her name, Aaliyah, and then you had the guard from last year. I forget their names, man. They just impacted the game so much. You knew what you had in those leaders, and then you had young ones like Essence Cody, Carly Weathers. JT was injured last year, but you knew once we got her back healthy, what we would look like as a team. So I look at it, man, and I'm looking at this team develop. I look at Jessica just being the scoring leader on the team. I mean, she's been waiting for this moment. I remember talking to her after her injury, like right after it happened, and knowing that she was going to have to miss a whole season. She knew it was going to be a mental battle because she knows the type of skill set she possesses. So seeing her come back and kind of take the lead as the scorer, as the leader on this team, the 5th-year senior is doing her thing. 23 is really, she's making the case for SEC Player of the Year early in this season. I look at Diana Collins, it's Cody, Carly Weathers, those players right there, they're prior to that core. that core group of what this team is, the build, the mentality of who they are. And Cody with Weathers, even with Lord Silvers, when she gets her reps, our bigs for this squad have been playing a lot more physical this season than I've seen them in the past, 4 or 5 years that I've really been paying attention to Bama's women's basketball. Our bigs are playing so physical, and that's the difference in their domination across the league right now, or across the country in their matchups. They are so physical this year. They're really bought into getting on the ground, doing the dirty work. And the 3-point quality, the quality of shots, the 3-point shots that Alabama women's squad is taking right now is probably second to none in the league. Now, against Kentucky, not the best shooting night, but the type of shots that we were taking from three. You went 7 of 23, 30%. You aiming for 35%, or better in the game. But you look at like 6 of those shots, they were literally in and outs, in the basket, rolled out. So not bad shots, and we're comfortable with these shots. But I love how many boards we're averaging a game. The last 6 games for Alabama women's basketball team, we have been winning on the boards on both sides of the ball, offensively and defensively. And that's a testament to your players, right? Your players buying into to doing the dirty work. But this last game against Kentucky, looking at the stats right now, 8-16 for Jessica Timmons, 6-7 from the free throw line. What did she do from the 3-point line? That's been the biggest thing for me with this team, like their confidence in the 3-point line. Let's see what Jessica did from 3. Essence Cody been putting them up too. She didn't shoot none this last game. She had 6 points, 2 rebounds. How many fouls she had? No foul trouble. 3 fouls. Okay. Probably had 5 as you were out, so probably kept her off the floor for a minute. But from 3-point, 2 of 7 by Jessica, 1 of 4 from Carly. Diana Collins, 3 of 9. I don't know if y'all remember 20 from last year. She used to get spot moments when what was it? Zay Green. Zay Green was her name, the guard from last year. What's up, Bama Dave? Good to see you, my brother. But yeah, Zay Green last year, when she used to have to take her moments or get her time out, Diana Collins used to come in, and she had a level of confidence that I knew was paying well coming into this season, knowing, the confidence that she plays with. I knew it would kind of translate very well for her, and she's been a quality guard for Alabama this season. And then the freshman Ace Austin, man, I can't wait to really see what she becomes with this next group of players that's at Bama. Hopefully we could keep some of these players that's kind of coming back from injuries. We keep this core group of young ladies together for this squad. It's going to be a team that's making a push for the next 2 to 3 years consistently in the NCAA women's side of things. So that's Hoops with Smook, our little review of Bama basketball. Be on the lookout for the Bama's women's games. I think they got 2 games this week, 2 home games this week, if I'm not mistaken. This is the week of the 12th. So you're looking at tonight they play at Missouri. No, they play at Auburn on the 15th. That's one that I kind of want to go to. I want to go down to Auburn and watch our girls and show up and support. So we might have some coverage there. The 15th is this week, 8 p.m. We might have some coverage there. And then the 18th, this Saturday, Sunday of this upcoming week, Alabama versus Tennessee at home. Women's basketball going to be on SEC Network. I'm almost tempted to skip church to be down here, be the Bama versus Tennessee women's game. And then another SEC home game on the 25th against Mississippi State. So I'm excited, man. Y'all know me. I love basketball. I love going and watching the games, doing my post-game reviews. And we're going to bring that back to the channel here on the Coach Smook Network. And hopefully y'all are engaging and enjoying that. Shout out to everybody in the chat, starring all the better. Okay, thank you. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. How many we got in the chat today? What the like said on the stream? Let me pull up the dashboard. We got 38 in the chat on YouTube. I told y'all the offseason really makes or break content creators. I'm one of those content creators that I'm not going to follow trends. I'm not going to chase the next hottest headline, none of that. I'm going to talk about things that are prevalent to what, we have access to it. And then we're going to react to things that are really happening out there, not just because everybody else is doing it. So hopefully y'all are enjoying the conversation around Bama basketball. Let's get into our football talk. Let's talk about the portal. Thank y'all for the 25 likes. Give it up for yourselves in the back for running up the likes over there on YouTube. TikTok, continue to tap that screen. If y'all got comments on TikTok, let me see. James Nichols says, I think Bama will be all right. They just need to get healthy. especially on the men's side. Yes, once we get healthy on the men's side, we'll be great. He said, I watched the LSU and Texas girls game yesterday. Is that not some? So for all of you guys that say you do not like women's basketball, I don't understand why, especially collegiate level. Nah, WNBA is kind of different. You know, I think there's been some clouded gray areas in the agenda for the WNBA and trying to get people to support it. You can't make nobody watch something. You just got to continue to perfect your craft so that it can be attractive to consumers. But I think women's college basketball is a high commodity and is becoming a lot more entertaining. The intensity that these young women play with, the physicality that they play with, you're seeing athleticism at a new level as science continues to advance development of athletes in the human body. You're seeing young women that really come out there and leaping ability, quickness. The shooting has always been a thing of the women's game. And then even the mindset and the style of play, the energy going into the game, it's a lot more enjoyable to me than a lot of the college basketball or NBA basketball games. And it's just they play with a different passion and a different energy. So I've always been a fan of women's basketball, but not being closely connected with Alabama hoops is, man, I'm telling y'all, it's one of those things I cherish it. So let's take a quick break, y'all. And right after this infomercial break, telling y'all how to join the AAA family, we're going to come back and I'm going to have some portal conversations. I got a list of people, and we're just going to open up the portal availability. We're going to talk about guys that we can possibly see Alabama not necessarily target, but the type of player that you need. We're going to basically focus our attention on getting some depth in that wide receiver room, having a conversation around that. We're going to talk about the offensive line, getting some more offensive linemen, some experienced offensive linemen to create depth and competition in that room. Tight end room. Defensively, I think everybody's a little bit more confident about what the agenda is on that side. Even though you lost some key pieces on that side, I think with Bray Hubbard and Keon Sabb not making their decision as of yet, that's promise, showing promise. To have a lot of that secondary, that defense, a lot of those guys still around, and we're not sure what's going to happen. Nobody, I guarantee you right now, there are very few camps who are being vocal about their decisions before the end of this portal window. We have 4 days before the portal window closes. Everybody's being very secretive and quiet about it because there's so many opportunities out there. There's so many opportunities right there. And with this staff and them being like serious and direct about their agenda of what type of players they want, young men are really at a crossroads. They're trying to decipher, is this for me or is my opportunity elsewhere? So we'll talk about that today and get into that conversation. I want y'all thoughts in the comments. So get ready to run the comments up. I know y'all not basketball people. I know y'all ain't always trying to talk ball like Coach Smook. Y'all don't love sports like me. I'm just a sports head at the end of the day. So let's get into it and talk some Bama football and portal news. And I'll tell y'all what I know and everything that we got going on as far as the staff and what we plan to do and continue to run the likes up on the stream, man. Y'all continue to run the likes up and share the stream. We'll be right back after these messages. Shout out to the AAA family. And if you want to be a member, this is how you do it.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing. And we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network, and I thank you for supporting this channel.
Better go subscribe. YouTube, roll with the tide. I'm down in the gun with Coach Smook. Through the game, roll tide, roll tide. Better go subscribe. TikTok.
Let's go, chat. Give it up for yourselves. All right, Portal talk, man. What are we talking about? What are we doing? Alabama's not making moves, all that stuff. Yeah, we are. Sometimes you just gotta wait, man. Sometimes you really gotta wait. With this Portal stuff, you start jumping the gun thinking that you got something, and boom, you got a flip in commitment in the portal. Like, we got Portal commitment flips, chat. That's going to be a new thing. It's about to be a new thing. This man, listen, early signing day, national signing day is about to become a little bit more irrelevant now because of how Portal is going to be looked at, how it's going to be valued. So let's talk a little bit. Now, there's been a lot of chatter about where are the moves? Where's Alabama's moves? Why aren't they making big moves? Let's break it down by levels, okay? You got to understand, like, if I'm a staff, right, and I haven't been making contact. If there's not a player that I've already been illegally contacting or some type of way, if we don't have a no contact clause with players already, meaning something that we previously established, like, I think this is the best way to maximize the portal. Get in players that fit your system. Give everybody that full window to decide what they're going to do in that window. And you get to kind of evaluate the whole scope of what's available. Right now, there are some guys you do want to jump in on and get ahead with and kind of establish those relationships. But for the most part, you're going and you're evaluating what's available. Right. And that's what the portal is. It's literally what's available. So I look at the offensive line, and everybody kind of has this idea because of how much we're losing across the offensive line. I think you lose all 5 starters, minus Michael. Well, 4 out of the 5 starters. You bring in Michael Carroll back. You're very confident in him. You're very confident in what you have as far as Lloyd Jackson developing. And then outside of that, what do we have? You know, Will Sanders had a lot of experience. Left tackle, left guard. You know, Geno Vandermark is gone. Parker Brailsford is gone. Caden Proctor is more than likely gone, right? And did he make his official announcement for the draft? But we kind of see that writing on the wall. You don't have Jaden Roberts coming back, of course, you know, with the misuse and mishandling of him this season. You lost Rock Montgomery, Olis Alanine, Casey Poe, all the guys that were going to, quote unquote, develop in the system. You've kind of let them transition. What are some guys in some frames or some styles that we're looking for to come to the University of Alabama? So you look at, it's a school, Elon, got a lot of guys in the portal. Eastern Michigan, the Eagles, I don't know why I call them fools Elon, but they got a lot of players jumping into the portal. Why? One, you're talking about a school that's kind of been holding on the talent, and guys go there, they be competitive, the D1, AA, FCS level, and they go and they develop. A lot of former 3-stars, a lot of former 2-stars have been here and produced some quality stats. I look at the offensive lineman that they have. They have a guy that plays guard and tackle, Owen Snelvey. You look at his profile, 6'4", 300 pounds, someone that has played a lot of snaps at the collegiate level. Right? Didn't come from a big school, out of high school, wasn't one of your biggest, your highly touted recruits, but he's been at Colorado State 2020 when he first came in. And now you looking at him, he's one of those senior guys, offensive line. You don't necessarily have to be one of the best. Your experience is going to make up dividends for what you lack in the skill set in this day and age of college football. You're talking about a young man that's been in college football since Bryce Young was a starter at Alabama. That's how much experience. So definitely going to be a guy similar to that caliber of player availability that Alabama's going to look at, that's already established in the collegiate game, got the size, got the frame, familiar with systems that kind of put him in those same schematic outputs, those same type of schematic outputs. And then another name that's rising on the boards just by pure athleticism along is Terrence Saunders, 6'3", 300-pounder, another Eastern Michigan product in the portal, coming from Kansas. This is actually, if y'all remember, Coach Saban and his staff had Terrence Saunders on their recruiting board in 2022, 2023. I think we were recruiting him to play guard. He was a 3-star offensive lineman. His footwork was there. He just wasn't as aggressive as you would want him to be. Now, coming into 2026, I think he has 2 more years of eligibility. The young man comes out as a 3-star rated offensive lineman in the portal with the experience. Been developing at Michigan for his full career. Hasn't been what we call a journeyman, right? In the college collegiate ranks. So it's something that to kind of pay attention to when you see these quality type of assets out in the portal, and you want to build some quality depth. You want to build some quality depth on the offensive line that we know the game is really started and ends in the trenches. It's really won and lost in the trenches. So definitely another big frame guy, athletic frame guy, 6'3 plus, 300 pounds that can move with their frame. Look for Terrence Saunders to be a prospect, something of that type of caliber of prospect as far as offensive lineman. And then the big question is Ty Haywood. We came into this conversation talking about Ty Haywood. It was crazy because we were very close to that recruiting. We thought it was going to be Oklahoma or Alabama. Oklahoma made their move and they kind of missed out on Haywood. Alabama was ended up into the end. And I truly believe Haywood really, and it's not a secret that he really went to the highest bidder, but he also saw the offensive line in that 25 class that he was coming in with, and it wasn't going to be a easy path to getting on the field for him. He wasn't going to beat out Michael Carroll. He wasn't going to beat out Lloyd Jackson. He wasn't going to beat out Parker, any of the other guys in front of him for the interiors. This is a guy that needs to be somebody's tackle, right? He needs to definitely be playing tackle, manning somebody's tackle position. You move another athletic offensive lineman from the tackle position to put Haywood out there. Do I think he's good enough to start for Bama in the phases that we're transitioning to? Yeah, but I have more confidence in Lloyd Jackson and Michael Carroll right now. And then you already went and got Strayhorn to kind of get that continuity there. Strayhorn is another young offensive lineman with a lot of upside. I guarantee you Alabama's going to get a veteran center to come in and compete for that starting center position. And then that left guard position, they will definitely be making a push for a very experienced interior offensive lineman that can play both guards and center. I guarantee you that's going to be the makeup of the offensive line. So talk a little bit about Ty Haywood being a target. Let's look at the rest of the target list. I got like 7 to 9 more prospects that I kind of want to highlight. Then let me go to my list. I'm on the wrong tab. Okay, there we go. Go to this list. And if y'all want to see portal availability, I use 247 on 3. I use all of those for players in the portal. And what I do is basically you go and follow their social medias. You kind of follow what kind of interests or things that they've been saying. And when I mention these names and we're having a freaking drop, if I start lagging, it's because the internet is dropping right now. Let me know if I lag, please. It looks like I might be lagging on TikTok. Are we lagging, chat? We good, Britt? Tony, I appreciate y'all for the likes and the taps on the screen over there on TikTok. Are we good, chat? I need a response. Mary J, can you pull me a comment up? Let us know if we're good. I don't want to keep going and talking. if we not good. Shout out to the 76 in the chat on YouTube. Continue running likes up, man. That's crazy. We got 76 in the chat already. I did not expect numbers this offseason, man. It's hard to stay engaged. Hey, really, I want to put a poll in the chat or a question. I want to put a question in the chat while we were making sure that we're connected good. I'm gonna put a question in the chat. Hot topic streams during the week. Interested. And I'm gonna put this Q&A in the chat. It's gonna be pinned at the top. Hot topic streams during the week. Are you all interested? To where we just go live and we start talking about every hot topic that pop up in regards to college football, Alabama football, basketball, whatever. If y'all want to do stuff like that, let me know. Drop some comments in the chat. Let me know if y'all wouldn't mind spending time with me throughout the day like that. Cause y'all know I sit in this chair all day and talk about football. Appreciate you, chat. She said no lag here. Appreciate you. Make it do what it do. Make it do what it do. We got a meeting after the show. I seen your message, girl. We got a meeting after the show. Y'all, hey, got one. Coach Smook Network. We got some good stuff. Appreciate everybody, man. Thank y'all for confirming that for me. So we talked offensive line. Let's talk D-line. Let's go to the other side of the ball. Defensive line. I think we're pretty stout in that area. Zach, do you have the full updated roster posted yet? Let me see. All right. So I did have an updated roster. Let's look at the D-line. Here we go. I got my roster. Here we go. D-line. Defensive line. The returning defensive lineman as of now for Alabama. Edric Hill, Jeremiah Beeman, Asaya Fega, London Simmons, Stephen Boomer, Fatua Henry. And then what's crazy is we also had confirmation. This is what I wanted to talk about. I didn't think it was breaking news, but they might give Ja Latham another year. He might be able to play his 7th year because of his injury. And the thing is, I don't think the staff really wants to hold a spot for him, but he can go ahead and appeal and try to get a 7th year eligibility, which wouldn't be crazy. It's the norm. I expect players to do this more often. If you're not getting high draft prospects going into your junior year and you have those 2 years of eligibility, I expect to see more 5th and 6th year players throughout college football. Guys maximizing their NIL and opportunities to build a brand or pad their funding before leaving college. And also a lot of them are going to stick around and try to move into GA jobs, transition into the industry. If they can't play, they want to transition and be a part of it in some type of way. But the D-line looking pretty solid. You saw Keely Smith and Kelby Collins all go into the portal. No surprise with Smith. I knew Smith and Russaw were really leaning towards leaving Bama after some of the things that transpired in conversation towards the end of the season. But you look at what we have left, a lot to work with. Like I said, we get into the last 4 days of this portal, and let's hammer down Jeremiah Beeman. Let's hammer down Edric Hill, Jordan Renard. Those guys that kind of had developed, started showing towards the end of the season. And you look at the true freshman in London Simmons, you already know he's coming in with a lot of hype. Him and Jeremiah Beeman together, I truly believe they are going to give us a chance to really reestablish what the interior of the defensive line looks like for the new age Alabama defense. So athletic. Then you go in the portal, you go and get Devon Tompkins from USC, another edge bandit type body frame that I think if you put it side by side, you love what you was getting from Keely, but you're getting that and proving getting that for 2 years out of Devon Tompkins, Devon Tompkins, and what he brings to the defensive line. And then there's a few defensive line targets that I think Alabama really should target. I'm not sure if Javian Campbell, and if y'all don't know who Campbell is, he showed up for Kentucky this past year. And Alabama was really at him probably 2 years ago. I want to say a year or maybe 2 years ago. I know this staff has some contact or some rapport with him over the past year. If we can get another edge interior versatile asset like that on the D-line, you'll start to see why this staff let some of those guys go across that front. Who else, man? A few more guys that I kind of want to highlight that I would love for Alabama to target in the portal, but not necessarily. I don't think it's a realistic opportunity because our D-line, I think we're good. I think we're good. What's available on the roster, you're going to get 2 more pieces to pad your depth. I think the D-line is good. But to go and get guys that are sitting out there, you're talking about frames that can play both interior, provide interior pass rush, still able to affect run gaps, right? Shooting run gaps and getting off the ball, getting hands active. And then also be able to seal the edge, play light fronts, and still be effective in containing the run game and disrupting the pass game. I like Chancellor Owens out of Arizona. Those are ties. Y'all know this staff has a certain type of ties with West Coast schools, like your former Pac schools. And I would not be surprised if a guy, they went all in for a USC guy, right? I wouldn't be surprised if they go and get another athletic defensive lineman like Chancellor Owens from Arizona, getting a conversation from him. Some guys on the lower end, though, there's a young man out of Georgia State that's starting to rise on the target boards. Dorian Royal, coming from Georgia State. The young man is a serious disruption piece on the interior. What we expecting to get from Steve Bowler and Asai Fager going forward, he's already doing that at that Georgia State level, the D1 AA level, FCS, however you want to look at it. He's already doing it. So I wouldn't be surprised if they go and target a guy like him, Justin Terrell from North Carolina State. These are guys that are interested in Alabama. They are guys that are interested in Alabama. And then somebody that I really think Alabama might end up going after because he kind of gives you Tim Keenan-like ability with being a shorter run stuffer, athletic, slippery with the hands, quick, strong. And that's going to be the young man out of USF. And I'm hearing a lot of USF players are transferring to Auburn to follow Golich. If Auburn gets a lot of these guys, man, they're going to be dangerous. They're going to be dangerous. They already got the quarterback to go with Golich from USF to Auburn. So, and then another guy that everybody is excited about on that interior D-line in the portal, I don't think he's a Bama guy. I don't think Alabama has a chance to get him. Bilal Jones. I don't know if y'all remember his disruptive plays against Oregon, I believe, playing against Arizona State. It was either Oregon or Arizona State, one of those games. He was very disruptive, and you could see why he's in the portal. Let's go to the offensive side. Back to the offensive side. I want to talk about the wide receiver room. Everybody's kind of scared looking at the wide receivers available. I think we only have 5 scholarship receivers on the roster. You're talking about from top to bottom. In my opinion, from top to bottom, was valuably left. Latsier Brooks, Ryan Williams, Rico Scott, Derek Meadows, and freshman Sadarian Morgan are your only wide receivers on roster for Bama right now. So where does Bama go to go and get a day one plug and play? Let's get this guy in. Let's make some moves. You got some big name wide receivers, some big wide receivers that don't necessarily have big names out in the portal. Guys with SEC experience, they wouldn't be crazy. Just like we went and got Jermaine Burton from Georgia to join our team a few years ago. I look at guys like Malcolm Simmons at Auburn, and that he's Auburn. Like, that would be the most unlikely situation for Bama to go and get, like, from a public perspective. But what Malcolm Simmons brings to the game as a receiver, he could be a quality asset for this young wide receiver room, this depleted depth of the wide receiver room. I look at other guys that are in this conference or that have not necessarily been given the opportunity with so much, so many spots opening up at Bama. I would love to see guys kind of circle back as far as that we were looking at. Shaz Preston. People forget about Shaz. Big body, 6 foot, Deebo Samuel-style receiver. Has left Alabama the past 3 seasons. One of the primary targets at Tulane this past season. Back in the portal. Everybody knows he didn't want to leave Bama. It was just nothing there for him. You got guys that's been sitting on rosters that came into the collegiate ranks as true freshmen in that wide receiver area that have a lot of upside that didn't want to sit around, and now there's opportunity at Alabama. You're talking about a staff that wants to use 6 to 7 receivers consistently in their rotation. So there are guys in this portal right now that are looking in saying Bama probably has 3 spots available for some real competition. Maybe not starters, but real spots for competition. Cam McHale out of Colorado. Keep that name on your list. Cam McHale out of Colorado, wide receiver, 6'1", 200-pounder, can stretch the field, vertical threat. Jalen Lloyd out of Oklahoma State is in the portal. Another slot receiver asset that kind of gives you Latsier Brooks type of feel with the experience. You even some of the guys that's in the portal for Bama, do not be surprised if they come back and recommit to Bama after the portal window closes. A lot of players are really scared right now with not taking advantage of portal opportunities. That don't necessarily mean you got to leave Bama. But I think everybody's doing the right thing by giving themselves opportunity in the portal. It's a dead period. Ain't no practices happening. I'd rather you go and have those conversations now during this time rather than doing it during the season because things aren't going your way. Right? Arizona State got a lot of guys. Do y'all remember my guys, Zachariah Sample? I brought him on the show probably we did a film review. We did a film review out of Texas, out of Katy. We was talking about his speed, 2024, 25 kid, talking about how much speed he has. I think Alabama's going to get more of these guys that can really get open in space early. Get off the ball quick, get off of man pressures, all of that stuff quick. You're going to need them. Dylan Wiggum says, we wish we can get Jalen Hale back. Man, I do too. I think that's one of those bridges that was burnt early on in this season. Should have never been. And I feel for the young man because I know Coach Shep loved Jalen Hale, which is why you're going to see him taking a visit to Oregon State. He definitely going to give that a look. Who else, man? Wide receivers. I'm going through, like I said, I'm looking at players. I'm looking at players that fit the scheme where Alabama will go. I would not be surprised if the likes of Malcolm Simmons came to Bama, though. He loves Derek Nix. Derek Nix has a lot of receivers in the conference that are currently in the portal. The kid from Texas, the Butler kid from Texas, that's another relationship that you might want to pay attention to. Like, I don't know. I'm not confirming any or denying anything. I'm just saying these are things because of relationships, former previous working experience, previous stops as coaches, looking at what we have on staff, look at all the connections, and you can see a lot of these guys trying to make a jump to Bama. Right? Now, what are some dark horses? And I pull up film, right? I like to watch film. Who are some dark horses, wide receivers in this portal class that came from different schools, that if they had a different quarterback or were in a different system, they probably would have been crazy thriving? I look at the 2 guys from Virginia Tech, Cameron Seldon and Tucker Holloway. Tucker Holloway, to me, is more so of what we would have got from Owen Capel had he committed. But he's more so of that route technician, possession, big body receiver that you can count on to hold on to the tough catches. You're talking about possibly phasing. Well, you're going to have a first-year starter this year at Bama. You need guys that can go and make plays for your quarterbacks to help build confidence, right? When quarterbacks make the right decisions, have players that can go and help the right decision look better. So those 2 experienced guys from Virginia Tech, both of them have been in the portal. I think Tucker left Virginia Tech in the middle of the season. And then as soon as the portal opened up, Cameron opened up and jumped in the portal. So don't be surprised to see quality veteran guys with experience like that making visits to Bama over the next week. And y'all got to remember, these visits do not stop after the 16th. Everything continues until a player signs. I got to find the official rules and when you have to be enrolled and everything to be eligible for the next season. But that's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Let's get into the comments real quick. I'm going to talk to y'all some. We getting up on that hour mark here on the show. Ohio State had a 5-star hit the portal. I think you're talking about, what's the young man's name? I just was looking at him. It wasn't Miller. It's the other kid, Graham. Mylan Graham. Mylan Graham was the 4-star or the former. No, Graham wasn't a 5-star. It was, ain't it Joy Porter's son? The wide receiver, is that him from Ohio State? Is it Joy Porter? I don't know, chat. I just know he's a former NFL player's son or nephew at Ohio State. He's in the portal. Like, I don't think Bama's going to be able to go. I don't think Bama's going to go for knockout home run pickups like that. I think they're really going to get guys under the radar, guys, hungry dogs, like overlooked people that you probably don't want on the team as a fan because they don't have a 5-star rating next to them or crazy film of them doing crazy highlights. They want to go and get plug and play pieces that understand this is the job I came to do. This is what I'm gonna do for this team for us to win. I want to see Meadows get his shot. He will. They very high on Meadows. Eric Nix is very high on Derek Meadows. And I think the reason why you see this group of 5, this is going to be the core of receiving group. And you're going to find maybe 1 or 2 assets out of the portal that come in and are part of that rotation. But I think they're fully confident in what they have on roster wide receiver wise. Glad the league narrowed down the portal no more after these last few days. Remember, it was 2 sections. Actually, you remember Bama Boy Davis, you remember we went through 3 portal periods, 3 windows after Coach Saban. The first window was 30 days. We couldn't touch nobody, but everybody could touch our roster. Then the second window was the first official window. And then the third window was the second window. So we went through a lot. I think the 1 portal window for football is more than enough. And I think even now, I think you should move it from, 16 days or 12 days now, 14 days? I think you need to move it to 7 to 10 days. 7 to 10 days. 2 weeks, your first 2 days, you're in the portal, conversations. You get that week to take visits. You don't need 3 weeks to take 30 visits. Schools don't need 3 weeks to try to convince you. You get 2 weeks, 10 days, 7 to 10 days to handle all that. And then after that, travel stops, in-person meetings should stop. Everything else should be happening over the phone. Put pressure on them. You got deadlines, trade deadlines and everything in the NFL with all this money moving around. Smook, who you think we targeting to replace Horton, even though Williams and Brooks is a nasty duo? Take Williams out of that. I don't too much care to have him as part of my duo or talking about who I'm going to feature in my offense. I think the real duo is going to be the likes of Latier Brooks and maybe a Rico Scott, making moves in playing the Z in the slot. I think that's where your major production go come from. So Derek Morgan go come on and pop on the scenes. Derek Meadows going to have a solid year as a big X target. I think you go in the portal, you get a guy like Noah Rogers from North Carolina State, familiar with the Alabama staff. Malcolm Simmons, another person that's familiar with Derek Nix. You go and you target 2 guys like that, big body, 6 foot plus, that can play multiple spots in the wide receiver position group, right? Slot, boundary, whatever. Right, you got some Malcolm Simmons who has top end speed, experience. All of that is going for him. So I think he's probably one of the valuable targets that Alabama's going to target to replace Horton. Now everybody's mad because Horton went to where did he go? Where did Isaiah Horton go, chat? Texas A&M. Texas A&M. Everybody's kind of upset about it. He left. Well, he came to Bama because he felt favor from, like he would get an opportunity truly to really partner with Ty Simpson. That was his leg up in that situation. So, and I told y'all after the national championship game, he was in Cali with his sister. Like, he didn't even come back to T-Town. They was out having business meetings in Cali the day after the national championship. In Cali handling business. Them Indiana wide receivers catch every ball Mendoza throw. He throws some good ones, but they literally catch everything. That's what you need. Facts. I do not agree. Quincy Porter. Yeah, that's who it was. Porter. I'd also look into the HBCUs. Oh yeah, I got a player right now. Played at Alabama A&M. Andre Craig Jr. The young man he was at Alabama as a walk-on 2 years ago. Left to take opportunity at the SWAC level, right? And was one of the top receivers in SWAC this year. A dog, straight up dog, and only wants Bama. Them the type of players you want to go get and put them on the roster. Give him an opportunity. You ain't even got to tell him he gonna start. He gonna come in and show up every day, and he got the skill set to do it. He may not have the hype around it, but Andre Craig Jr. Y'all go look him up on Twitter. As a matter of fact, y'all know how I did with excuse me, y'all. When we went in the portal. And we campaigned for Nakai Hill Green, and we had him on the show. We had that conversation with him, and we campaigned for him. Y'all know I don't mind doing that. So let's campaign for Andre Craig Jr., chat. If y'all haven't seen him, I'll bring his profile up. I'm going to post it on Twitter. Let's campaign for him. I feel like he's a hidden gem He's already in the state of Alabama. He wants to be at Alabama. He played at Alabama A&M. You know, just trying to stay close and develop. He wants to be on this roster. I'm a campaign for him. Let me do my thug thizzle. Quincy Porter was Ohio State guy. Looks like he might have committed to Notre Dame. Right now, I say he's not committed anywhere. He's not committed anywhere. As of this morning, he's not committed anywhere. Notre Dame do got some push, though. Notre Dame do got some push. Looking at the timeline, he's actually on a visit right now. Going to be visiting Notre Dame. Yep. I got to get back on my stuff, man, because I have to find out what his visit schedule is. I guarantee it. I know it's the NIL management company he's with. I know a few agents. Then he's from New Jersey. See what Lottie know about that. How do you deal with haters? Kind of just let them do their thing. We don't need 5 stars on the bench in this day and age of college football. They have to play because they take up a lot of NIL. Not no more. No, they don't. That's why Bama did what they did with a lot of players. A lot of our NIL was taken up by the younger part of this roster, which it shouldn't be like that no more. It shouldn't be like that. You can't play the development game and win anymore. You can stay in your process, but you got to go and get veteran pieces. Yes, HBCU players, this gives them a shot to play for big university if they didn't get looked at before. That's the point of the portal. He fired. I wish I had a network at Bama so I can plug the two. You talking about Andre Craig Jr. from A&M? Coach has to look ahead because players going to leave, be ahead of the curve. Facts. The NCAA has turned the game into mercenary football. Pay to play. They deserve to be paid. I just think there needs to be some serious parameters around it. Let me open the phone lines now. We got y'all comments. We got y'all talking in the chat. Let me see if let's try to get 3 calls on the line today, if y'all don't mind. Let's take a quick break before we open the phone lines. And then when we come back, we'll open the phone lines, get your thoughts, get your hopes of Alabama portal. We're going to talk Alabama portal. What are some targets you want to see? Who are some guys out there? Who do you think? Any questions, anything? Let's have some conversation about Alabama portal here on the Coach Smook Network. But before we do that, let's give a shout out to our sponsors and you, the AAA family, for being sponsors on the channel. Walk-ons, AAA family members, Helping Hands LLC, Minister Executive Security, and Got One Scouting and Recruiting Network. Man, we want to give a shout out to you all for supporting the Coach Smook Network. If you all want to help us continue to grow, think about joining the AAA family and becoming a member. Check it out. This is how you do it.
Glad you chose to stop by the channel today. Just wanted to give you an opportunity to really become a part of this community here at the Coach Smook Network. We like to call ourselves the AAA family. The AAA stands for authenticity above all. We just want to give you an opportunity to become a part of this community because we're growing and we're doing something special here as a fan base, not just for Alabama, but the fan community as a whole. We're creating an environment where it's safe to be yourself, be authentic, and meet people who share the same passion you share, whether it's for the same team or not. You can do this by becoming a member of the AAA family. You simply start by just clicking the link provided to you by one of the moderators in the chat, or it'll be pinned to the top of the chat. Click that link. It'll bring you to my homepage. When you get to my homepage, make sure you hit the notification button and turn on all notifications. Understand that there are multiple ways to support the channel, and each level has its perks. You can go through and read each perk. As we continue to grow, new perks will be added to each level. One thing we would like to highlight that all AAA members are greatly appreciated. It does not go unnoticed that you have taken time and hard-earned money to support this channel. Once you join, YouTube is going to ask for some payment information, and make sure you monitor your subscription dates. Also, if you really want to get interactive with the community and find out what's going on, think about joining our Discord family. This is where you can get into all the fan talk of the community, and also there are networking opportunities. Please be mindful that there are rules and that we expect everyone to treat everyone with respect. Also, if you're looking to partner with Coach Smook Network or sponsor, please hit us up at coachsmooknetwork@gmail.com, and our staff will get back to you in a timely manner. I'm your boy, Coach Smook of the Coach Smook Network. And I thank you for supporting this channel.
When you see me in the streets, holler at me. Say, put me in the game, Coach Smook.
At Walk-On's Sports Bistro, the games are on, the food's delicious, and here you are always part of the team. Welcome to Walk-On Sports Bistro, where every day is game day. Whether it's a post-win celebration, drinks after work, or taking the fam for some made-from-scratch favorites, Walk-On's is your go-to for good times. Craft beer and cocktails, and bold flavors for fans of all ages. From melty mozzarella logs to Hall of Fame level burgers. Stop by today or order online or in the app. Walk-On's Sports Bistro. Game on.
Let me in a game, Coach Smook. Let me in a game, Coach Smook. Let me in a game, Coach Smook. Let me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Let me in a game, Coach Smook. 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 Let me in a game, Coach Smook.
Like, share, subscribe. You know we keep it live.
Y'all, appreciate y'all. Listen, we got time today, man. We got time for 2 phone calls. So the phone line is now open, 334-625-1121. I'm working it by myself today, so y'all give me a second to find the banter. Here we go. Ticker at the bottom, 334. We got a first call on the line. See who it is. Yo, Zach, what's up, man? You in the game with Coach Smook? Talk to me, man. Look, man, I'm good, Zach. Good to hear your voice, man. How you feeling today? That's what's up, man. What happened? You got that little sick bug? Yeah. That winter blues, man. Talk to us, man. We got Bama Portal talking, not a lot happening, you know. AAA family members that have been paying attention and we stay engaged. You know, I told y'all what it was. I can't remember what day, but we knew we wasn't getting Cam. I knew that early on. I said it. I shared it with y'all live and everything. The Hollywood Smothers, you know, flip kind of upset some fans. I'm like, why? As a coach, I need to prove to the running backs on roster that I'm going to hand the ball to them before I try to go get somebody else out the portal. So thoughts, man. What you thinking about Bama football right now with this portal stuff going on? Hold on, Zach. Let's try to get him wrapped into the audio. I don't know why it wouldn't be. Say something now, Zach. Hold on. All right, hold on, chat. Let me get Zach tied into the stream. Say something now, Zach. All right, hold on. I don't know what's going on. Let's go. Hold on. All right, let me fix this audio real quick, chat. My fault, chat. I thought we had everything set up squared away. Zach just talking and I'm just over here trying to do my thug things. All right, here we go. I think we got it now. Boom. And then here. All right, mic check. Zach, you there? It's still not picking you up over here in the voice chat, though. Hold on, chat. Let me get squared away. Chat mic. We got chat mic there. Got the ringer. Zach, call back and hang up for me. Hang up and call back for me, okay? All right, y'all. We're gonna let Zach. See, it's still not giving my speaker. All right, hold on. Change it up. I'm gonna go to this line. I'm gonna go to this line real quick. Get that routed through. Give me a second, chat. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm glad I paid attention to the chat. I usually have my producers back there flashing the words across the screen so I can see when y'all writing. Let's do this. Mic check. Y'all got me? Y'all got me, chat? Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. We good? Mic check. All right, now we good. Mic check. Uno, dos. All right, we got audio. Okay, we back with that. Now let's do the routing. All right, and we should be good. Zach, go ahead. You can call in 334-625-1121. We should be good now, chat. I don't know what was going on with that. Y'all hear that ringing? Can y'all hear the ringing? Nope, y'all can't. Yo, mic check. Zach, you in the game with Coach Smook? Talk to me. Let me know if you can hear me. I don't know what's going on, Zach. I don't know, Zach. I don't know what's going on. Let me see. Say something now. Just talk. I'm gonna figure it out. Chat, I'm sorry if y'all. Let me know if y'all can hear Zach yet. Man, KB done came and offered our phone lines. Man, that was shit lame as hell. Don't speak on that dude in my chat no more. For real, bro. Don't start then. I don't want to say that fool name, bro. That man don't. Y'all just come. Yeah. Pure entertainment. That's all we're gonna leave it at, Zach. We ain't gotta even give him no more energy. Pure entertainment. All right, I don't know what's going on with our phone line today, chat. I'm gonna check one chord real quick, and then I'll be right back. Hold on. I'm gonna check one chord. See if we can do it like this way. Hold on, Zach. All right, it looked like we still got Zach in, so I'm gonna change this setting. Let me do this. Say something now, Zach. Zach, can you hear me? Uh-oh. It just took him out. Hold up. Say something now, Zach. I don't know what's going on, chat. I ain't changed nothing. Say something now, Zach.
What's good, Coach?
Oh, there we go. Oh, I was about to get pissed. Roll Tide, chat. Lord have mercy. Y'all can hear Zach now. Say something, Zach.
What's good, everybody?
All right, there we
What's
go. Look
good?
at God. Whew. All right, talk your stuff, bro. I'm gonna sit back. I need to take a break. My head spinning and everything right now. Talk, Zach. What you was saying about this Porter stuff, man?
I was saying I don't know why. I understand why we went after him to get experience, but to me, I think the running backs that we have in the room are capable to handle the job. I just think what happened this year was with how Ryan Grubb was calling the plays more so than what was going on with the running backs in general and the run game in general outside of Jam dealing with his injuries and him not being able to perform to his full potential. Outside of that, I think this running back room is fully capable and we don't need any more running backs. And if we're going after needs more than anything, I think we need offensive linemen to kind of replace what we're losing in the draft. Not necessarily what we're losing in the portal, what we're losing in to the draft, like with Parker and Caden and everybody else that has went to the draft, declared for the draft. And I have a question for you, Coach, because I know you would know more than me. If a player declares for the draft, can they still back out of that and enter back into college? Say, like, if because I seen somewhere where somebody said Ty was possibly coming back to college and transferring after he declared, and I thought after you declared you couldn't come back.
It's once you submit your paperwork, you can declare and say all this stuff, but until he actually submits his paperwork, which ain't due to like the end of January after the Super Bowl or whenever the Super Bowl is, that's when they actually have to declare and be able to send your draft prospect. But I'll go and get some verbatim clarity, but that is a possibility. I saw Jason Jackson in chat. He said for everybody that think Ty's trash, somebody offered him $6 million. Just because people want to throw money and stuff don't mean it's a good idea, bro. Like that don't mean he's good. That if that's the case, Georgia wanted Jalen Milroe the year after Coach Saban retired. Georgia was coming for Jalen Milroe. That tells you, like, a lot of times it's just be a bidding war, man, to see who can move the right or get the right name on the roster to attract the right things, and it might work out. That's what's happening in college football. And right. Ty Simpson, just because somebody want to throw $6 million at him don't make him good, bro. He's not one of the better quarterbacks. He's not even the number 3 quarterback like they're trying to make him be for this draft class. To me, in my personal opinion, he's definitely of the 12, 15 that's available. He's definitely in that top 10, of course, but he's not number 3. He's not somebody that I'm going to bank building my franchise around. Right? He's going to be a reliable quality backup at some point in his career. He's going to get his opportunity to manage a situation, and he's going to do a good job at managing. He will never be a game changer.
Right. And similar to Carson Beck, just because Carson Beck went to Miami doesn't mean Carson Beck's a good quarterback. Even though he's going to the national championship, he just had an amazing talent around him that boosted his stats, and boosted the play around him. Doesn't mean he's a top quarterback and going to have a great career in the NFL. It's just, it ain't necessarily the quarterback; it's the talent they have around them.
Where the hell is where's Will Howard? He was one of the highest paid quarterbacks in college football his senior year at Ohio State. The kid that came from Michigan that won the national championship. That like none of those quarterbacks were top tier quarterbacks going into these programs. They got surrounded by a whole bunch of talent, and they didn't screw it up for the most part. You didn't really have game changers at other schools the last 2 years. These guys have literally been plug and play pieces, and they benefit from it. The schools that are developing quarterbacks in their systems 2 and 3 years, 4 years, those are the guys you seeing going to the league and having a lot of success. Or they have developed in certain systems or moved along with coaches, kind of like what Penix did with Washington and Grubb, kind of moved along, grew with that system as his collegiate career went about. 6 years it took to get Michael Penix to be a first-round draft pick.
Correct. And Michael Penix had 4 years under Kalen DeBoer's offense. 3 years. I know for sure 3 years. But anyway, it's not necessarily, always the quarterback. It's the talent you have around them. And we have great wide receivers. It's just Ty couldn't make the throws to get them open, and it's that plain and simple, and so it cost us in the long run. Did we have issues with drops? Yeah, but if you go back to watch the film, a lot of it was on Ty, and some of it was on the player, but a lot of it was on Ty. And, you can't help what you can't help. You got to be able to produce on the field, and Ty wasn't able to produce on the field at a consistent basis, and it cost us. So now that we're doing what we need to take the steps to basically catch up, we're going to be successful, in my opinion.
Yep.
Are there times when we have hits and have misses? Absolutely. Is Kalen DeBoer's job going to be thrown in question the whole time he's at Alabama? Probably, because our fan base is spoiled under Nick Saban and pre-NIL era, and Nick Saban had bukus of talent and was able to produce at a ridiculous rate. And I mean, so with that, we expect the next coach to be able to produce at the same rate, or if not better. And that's just something that cannot be done again, in the way football is now.
We won't see another dynasty in college football for at least 10 years, at least 10 to 12 years.
Right.
Like everybody had a chance at the throne for the next 6 to 8 years. Like you'll see so many different teams represented in college football. And to me, that's good for the overall scope of the game. But what's happening behind the scenes to get it that play, like get in the playing field that level, is way overdue. That NIL should have been out there, but it's way overdue on how we're governing it. It should have been out there. It should have been out there in the late 80s, in the early 90s when college football became a multi-billion-dollar industry, or in the early 90s, right? That's when things should have started changing. Instead of NCAA trying to politics and do all that stuff, keep money in their pocket, instead of doing what was right for the game and for the players and for organizations, both players and coaches alike, they chose to do it the way they did, and this is the results of it. Yo, I'm watching the most weirdest thing right now. Y'all know I have these squirrels in the backyard, and I don't know what he's doing, but he's jumping from the ground, like onto the bottom of the tree, and then doing like this flip back onto the ground, and like he's doing this full layout gainer type move. Y'all have to see it. It's happening right now. Like he did it again. He's doing it again. I'm sorry, Zach. Appreciate you on the phone line, man. Roll Tide, my brother.
Roll Tide, coach.
Chad, y'all think I'm playing? This is crazy, man. Like this squirrel is really out here doing flips. Y'all think I'm playing? Where my phone at? I'm gonna record it. Y'all think I'm playing? This squirrel is out here doing flips, chat. Like he's acrobatic. I know squirrels are athletic already, but this boy doing flips. So don't stop because I'm recording. That's usually how it happens. What is he? Oh, he foraging. That's what he doing. He got there happy. He found some nuts. All right. He ain't flipping no more for me. I was trying to catch him. Oh, there he go. He did. All right. Screw that squirrel. Hey, 334-625-1121. Phone line is open. If you want to call in, talk about Bama portal, where Bama's status is. What are you looking for Bama out of the portal? What are we looking for Alabama? What are we trying to sign? What would you like to see signed? Zach talked about offensive line. That's a huge part. I think everybody, and it's not just because, I don't think it is because of their performance from last season. I want to see the offensive line room really get stacked. A lot of guys left. A lot of guys that felt like had some real futures. Maybe not developing in this scheme, but as football players that aren't at Alabama anymore. Want to see what type of guys are going to go in to replace those guys. And we're going to need 2 to 3 day one starters, veteran guys that got some experience to really go in this offensive line room and pad it up. So we at the hour and a half mark. See, I messed up the phone line, and now we've got only one phone call on the show. Let's get up out of here, chat. Get up out of here. I enjoyed talking to y'all today. Let me get out of here, and then we're gonna make a few announcements. I don't have any more live content prep for today or planned for today, but I do. It might be something coming down the wire. With a portal signee here about 2:00, right before 2:00, we might get an announcement. I'm just seeing some things. Like I have a group message app that I have on my computer, and what I'll do is, what happened is, people that are reliable sources, they come in and they start talking about what they're hearing about whatever, and it could be nothing related to Alabama, but sometimes they'll hear something about a player that Alabama is looking at, and I'll go read into it and start finding out different information about them surrounding their situation, whatever that is, portal, recruiting, commitment, whatever, all that stuff. So if you enjoyed today's show, make sure y'all drop a like on the stream. TikTok, I see y'all tapping that screen. Appreciate y'all for showing crazy love over there. Continue to tap the screen. Y'all have been awesome. I'm really running the show right by myself, so I'm not going to try to drag it on. Appreciate y'all for being here, man. Shout out to all my mods that's been working on all platforms, making sure we keep the chat clean. I'm excited about what the opportunities that we have coming going forward. AAA family, I'm telling y'all, I'm in a very calm state because of what's happening, what God is doing for Coach Smook Network. So if I'm getting on here and it seems like I'm just going through I'm not going through the motions. We got an agenda, we got targets we hitting every day, and y'all are helping us do that by liking, sharing, and subscribing and engaging in the conversation. So if you're watching this post live and you have some thoughts on Alabama's portal moves, drop them in the comments. Let me know what you think. If you're watching this on another platform and you don't see the post live, come up on YouTube at Coach Smook on YouTube. You'll see the channel. Subscribe to the channel, and make sure you turn on all your notifications so you don't miss any live content or any content that's being posted. And then last but not least, again, shout out to our sponsors, Walk-Ons, man, for supporting us and helping this channel grow. Everybody that's been a proud supporter, AAA family members, we're almost at that 5K mark. We're going to keep pushing until we get to that 5K subscriber mark on YouTube. We're at 5K followers on TikTok. We at over 6K, almost 7K on Twitter. Subscriber base, follower base is right almost at that 25,000 total where we want to be coming into this year. So thank y'all for helping us reach those goals. And with that being said, without further ado, man, when you see me in the streets, holla at me. And what you say to me when you see me in the streets? I'll catch y'all on the next one. Y'all be blessed and roll tide to my AAA family, y'all. Y'all be blessed. I'll catch y'all on the next one.
them exposing what they want. Alabama football, yeah, I live it, yeah, I bleed it from the streets to the bleachers, every angle, yeah, I see your film study, so militant, I ain't guessing a thing. Break it down, every snap is like a coach of the team. Authenticity above all, that's where I stand. If you ain't a real fan, you'll fail with the fan. They tried to box me in, and I kicked the dough off the frame. Turn the pressure into power, put my stamp on the game. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, Smook, that's what they saying. Put me in the game, coach, in the game. Put me in the game, coach, that's what they saying.
Players and the staff are pulling up right now for today's scrimmage. Coach David Ballou in the front. Y'all can see everybody pulling up, man. Them boys over there, look at Deontay.
Hey, I'm walking out of Walmart. Check, what's your name, bro?
Man, my name Michael McKinney, man. I'm a true Alabama fan, and this man does a good job on his podcast.
What's up, bro?
Reviewing Alabama football. Keep doing what you're doing, man.
Appreciate that, bro. Roll Tide, man.